do some serious dance work in this. You didn't know how to do ballet? That's what I'm... What the hell? That's good.
Thank you. No, I didn't know how to do ballet before. I mean, I've done different genres since a really young age, so I think that really helped in the dance side of it. But I'd never gone on point, so for the opening scene, I had 2 to 3 months of rehearsals preparing for that and preparing my feet for the point shoes and for that opening scene. But I was so excited to get to learn how to go on point.
Man, it's fantastic. Melissa, you kill it in this.
Oh, thank you.
This is one of my favorite performances from you.
Really?
Yeah, I like this character a lot.
Thank you.
Because you're dealing with a lot of mom turmoil, a lot of stuff that is going on. What was it like, how deep did you go into that?
I mean, fairly deep, because to me it was very important to carry that pain with her, that like weight of like why she ended up in this situation. So that by the third act, when she has that emotional beat, it feels deserved and it feels real, and you want to root for her to survive this. So despite her presenting as such a tough chick, and you don't want to mess with her, and she's serious and observant and kind of mysterious, I wanted underneath the eyes, and a lot of the time you just see her eyes because she has the mask on. Mm-hmm. I wanted there to be something more underneath. So I had to do a lot of background work and make sure that I understood her life, where she's coming from. And it was also very fortunate that we have a lot of her background in the script, because Abigail reveals where all these people come from. So I had a lot of where to start from, and I just had to fill in the blanks.
That's great. And there's a beauty of that, because you're dealing with stereotypes that become fleshed out. And I'm sure that's radio silence. They're very good at that.
Yeah, very.
What about you? I mean, this is a really great performance. You're fantastic here. There's so many layers. How do you prepare for this kind of thing? What did you put into it?
Preparing for Abigail, reading her. I didn't know a huge amount about vampires before going into Abigail. I knew, the bare minimum, but I got to learn so much, and I got to do research on vampires, and especially Abigail, her character, and, so much is revealed about Abigail's past, and so much happens, and you see so many sides of Abigail, but also you see the vulnerability of her as well. So getting to play all those sides and getting to show all those different personalities of Abigail was so exciting for me, and getting to put myself into her shoes, getting to play that exciting character with so much going on was so much fun and crazy at times and strange, but yeah, I had a great time.
Well, you both, the chemistry here was fantastic. I bought the motherly kind of... Yes! Was that easy?
It's so easy. Look at her. She's so easy to love. So it was immediate for me. I feel like this is something that I do subconsciously, but I always, when I'm gonna do a role, I always kind of want a little bit of a mirror situation in real life between me and the actor that's playing that relationship. Yeah. And that's something that I just kind of do, and I didn't even realize that I was doing it until recently. But I immediately, I saw Alisha, I was like, this is one of her first big movies. She's leading this movie with a bunch of adults. Yeah. She's led a movie with kids, so it's she's one of the bunch. But she was the one kid with all of us adults, and I just wanted to make sure that she felt comfortable all the time, that she felt safe, and that she knew that she could count on me for anything offset or on. And so I just immediately took on that motherly big sister role, and we just clicked. So, and she's such a pro. I didn't feel like I was acting with a 13-year-old at the time. I felt like I was with a peer, and she was so disciplined, and she never made a mistake in any of her lines. She knew all her lines and all our lines. She was committed 100% of the time, and it was so beautiful to watch and so inspiring. So, yeah, it was just easy.
We got to wrap, but you guys are absolute pleasure. Absolutely. Good.
Please let me out. I'm scared.
Cut the shit. You're really good at pretending to be a little girl.
Thank you.
Quick question. Who's inside a cage right now?
First of all, this movie is amazing.
Thank
This
you.
is really fun.
Great.
You've been killing it. You stole Kong Godzilla. You're amazing in this.
You're
What
supposed
was
to give me a high five.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Give her
I
a high
didn't realize
five,
that was
dude.
that was
Yeah,
a very
man.
strange sort
I
of high
know.
five. You
It's
come at me
hard.
like this.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
You know,
He did steal the movie, though.
Yeah,
You did.
Yeah. But here again, you are just fantastic. In
Thank
this.
you.
What is it about these guys that makes these characters so rich and so vibrant, and not just stereotypes that we see in movies?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. I think Matt and Tyler wanted to bring a very kind of motley group together, and so these
And boy, did
very,
they.
very sort of starkly drawn characters thrown in, and they really kind of encouraged each of us to kind of go there with each one of our characters, and kind of make them pointedly different.
Yeah.
And I think there's certain kind of there's certain stereotypes that we're kind of playing with each one of those. So there's like the hacker and the driver and the muscle and the I don't know what Frank is. He's just an asshole. But there's like different sort of stereotypes.
That's a stereotype.
Yeah.
It is.
He's I guess he's like the leader of the group, kind of. But so we think we know what we're getting, but with so much of this, we think we know what we're getting. You think you're getting a ballet movie. You think you're getting a heist movie.
Yeah.
Think again.
Yeah, well, I think the beauty of genre is you can kind of elaborate on these weird things. You can go places that a normal film can't. I mean, could you imagine a normal film having this character, this girl? You deal with the pool. That scene is horrific to watch. How bad was it to film?
It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Looking back,
pretty bad.
it was pretty bad. But Matt and Tyler are the best, and I love them so much. And they said yes to everything that I wanted to do. So when they asked me to do that, I said yes. It was only fair to go there and not pull back, and I didn't.
Well, that was like Jo Beth Williams' Poltergeist on steroids.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I hope so.
That's
yeah.
high praise.
I hope so. I hope it's really horrifying.
It's unsettling. Yeah, it's not
Good.
fun. It's like
Pretty
gross.
It's pretty
Yeah.
gross.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They did
was-
a really good job.
There were so many times that we had like a group chat, and there were so many days on this where Matt and Tyler would just like take a screen grab of the monitor and just be, in terms of like, can you believe we got to do this today? And there were on that pool soup day, there were a lot of.
I
just
couldn't
like,
look.
What are we doing?
But you want it to be bad. You want it
Yeah.
to be horrifying. So we didn't want it. It was like any stunt or anything. It was disgusting, but it was, again, very creative. And without that kind of creativity, I don't think any of us would have had as much fun. And they empowered us to take those risks and jump in that pool.
Well, I think the gore actually really adds to it. Like
Right.
when the explosions happen, I mean,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of blood in this.
A little.
Quite a bit.
About
A little.
30.
Quite a bit. 30,000
Liters,
liters.
yeah.
We're told.
Jesus.
Just
quite a lot.
18,000 in that pool.
Oh my God.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Oh wow. Thank you.
It's over half the movie blood was in that pool.
Half, yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Well, I mean, dude, you got your glasses. You're sprayed everywhere.
Yes.
That's-
Unfortunately, when I take them off, I have these
so
like little sort
funny.
of like a ski tan
Yeah,
or something.
like
yeah.
your sun windburn.
Well, guys, we gotta wrap, but you guys are both awesome.
Thank you very
Jen.
much.
Nice to see ya.
All
Nice
right.
seeing you.
See you on the next one.
I will.
Put it down. I'd really prefer not to shoot you.
What is he talking about?
Get up.
Frank, just shoot her. She's not gonna kill me. I might be wrong, Frank.
Joey, I'm scared.
Put it down.
Promise, Joey.
I'm doing my best here, Abigail.
Please point that somewhere else,
You're not touching that girl.
okay?
Put it down.
Sammy, little help would be nice.
Don't pull Sammy into
We need
this.
to know what she
Just
knows.
let me talk to her.
No.
Peter,
I'll talk to her.
Frank, lower your gun.
Put it down, or you can die right now.
Guys, come on.
Try me.
Sammy, shut up! What the? How'd she get out of those cuffs?
Huh?
First first off, this film is freaking awesome.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, look, I love the fact that they take these stereotypes and they really build them and make them something more. With both of your characters, especially. You play the tough guy. What was it? What for you goes into a role like that, and finding the humor and finding the heart?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's always like my goal with characters. A lot of times I play, unsavory men. So it's like, everybody's a human being. Everyone has a story. So it was just like kind of tapping in to the humanity. And I asked them if I could do my actual accent, which is je suis canadien français. I come from northern Canada, and because it would like tie me into this this guy that I actually am. And so this kind of this innocence and this sweetness came out in this giant, the muscle, the hired muscle, the guy who's supposed to do the dirty jobs. And I thought it would be a nice juxtaposition. So they any time we had suggestions or anything that we wanted to add on our own, Matt and Tyler are just so open. They just want to play. They're like, okay, show me, what do you got? And luckily it was something that got to stick.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
The chemistry between you and Melissa
Woo!
is amazing. What was that like building? Was that she seems like just a great person to work with.
Yeah, she's great. I think I've done a lot of like love scenes and stuff. So usually when I meet the actress, when I hug them, I'm trying to find something to connect to. And she was just already just open, and loving. And so I was like, okay, that's something that I know Rickles, is looking for in his life, and so will it translate. So I'm always trying to find something that's going to actually really be real, and then I know the viewer will tap into it.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
It
great.
comes off.
I mean,
so well.
and she's easy on the eye to look at, so that helps.
And it's not hard to love. She's a great human.
She's awesome.
No, she's
and super talented. Yeah.
Well, this is a talented cast. That's what these guys do. They bring a great group of actors and make something that's fun and you haven't necessarily seen before. Well, how much of the vampire lore was talked about, was discussed between the group?
Well, I mean, it's interesting because there's the one scene in the movie where like we're all kind of like spitballing, like, okay, so what are vampires? If this is actually a vampire, so okay, sunlight, and we're going through all the ways that we could potentially kill them. So, we never sat around discussing it. We left that discussion for when we got to do it on camera.
Nice.
And and we all came from different backgrounds, different types of films. Some of us had worked in the genre a lot, some of us had not. So it was just kind of like this new, fresh take. Killer ballerina vampire.
Yeah.
And
even that in itself, ballerina vampire.
Off we go. I mean, look at her. She's,
I don't want to look back there.
The look in her eyes. She's looking at you.
I don't want to.
She's looking at you right now.
She's looking at you right. Yeah, it's really. It's honestly one of the best performances I've seen lately.
Oh,
ever.
come on.
Brilliant.
Come on.
I can't believe she's the age she is and giving that kind of performance.
Yeah.
I see professional on the set, clearly.
From the table read.
Yeah.
Flawless accent. Like, she doesn't sound like that. She has an Irish brogue. I mean, I have a crazy ear for accents. Not one slip.
Wow.
She's just, and so committed.
Committed, so committed.
Scary.
Yeah. And she loves what she's doing. She's very, her family's talented too, and kudos to the mom and dad for raising such an amazing woman.
For sure.
She's just a great young lady.
For sure.
A product of great
too.
parents.
Scary.
But scary! Oh! Those screams were real.
Yeah.
Well, when my buddy who did the set visit, the scene where she knocks down the cage, brilliant. Just brilliant.
Unreal.
Guys, we got to wrap, but you're awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure meeting you, man.
Thank you.
Always good to see you.
Thank you so.
Keep the doors locked and the girl isolated. See you in 24 hours, my lovely pack of rats.
Rats? How come you called us rats?
First of all, I love the construction of the vampire myth and the vampire lore with this. How important was that to not only pay homage to those films like Lost Boys or Near Dark, but make it feel like it's not so in your face and like, hey, we're winking at the camera, you know?
Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, that the way that we look at it is we watch all these movies, we grew up on these movies, we love them so much, they kind of become a part of our DNA, and then that gets filtered into the movie. We didn't, after doing 2 Screams, we didn't want to do a movie that was constantly winking and nodding at you.
Yeah.
So a lot of those like references and stuff, if you see them, that's great, but it doesn't make or break anything. It's just more our love of these movies finding a way into our movie, which still hopefully is its own lane and its own kind of vampire movie that you haven't seen before.
For sure. Now, this girl is a find. I mean, I know she's got some fame from... Yeah, this performance is outstanding.
She's incredible.
How, what was the process of finding the right person for it?
It's actually surprisingly easy. I mean, we saw like a bunch of really incredible reads. We were surprised at how many amazing young actors there are out there. Alisha, she just brought something to the audition that, at the end of the day, she surprised us. She's the sweetest, kindest girl we've ever met. And when she transformed into the monster during that audition, she did it with a level of commitment and confidence that like genuinely shook us. And it also didn't feel memorized or over-prepared. It just felt like she understood that there was a playfulness that that character would have to have. Yeah. And she is that. She's just one of the most courageous, playful, fearless people we know. And so we knew that we'd found her. I mean, right from jump, it was like the easiest choice to make.
Fantastic choice. Yeah. Well, there's also this movie is amazing. I love the fact that there is these several characters that are just so, you know, they're so, any other movie they'd be basic stereotypes. This is so rich with building these characters. Talk about building that, and was that ever something you thought about? It was almost like the Breakfast Club for it, you know? Yeah. Playing with the stereotypes. What was that like building those characters?
I mean, we talked about the Breakfast Club actually quite a bit. Because for us, at the end of the day, we knew this movie was going to be presented to the audience as ballerina vampire. Yeah. And so we felt like our job was to really make sure that the characters were really strong, that the movie itself could stand on its own 2 feet. Yeah. It wasn't just a gimmick. It was, here are all these characters. They're going to have great interactions, great relationships, great drama. And so much of that comes from these characters, the way we joked about it, much like Breakfast Club or Dirty Dozen or something, they're all from different backgrounds. They're all almost from different like eras. Everything about them does not feel like they belong in the same movie, and yet they're stuck in this house
they're
together.
Forced together.
Yeah, and so then, you know, some fun relationships, you know, come out of that. And I think for us at the end of the day, it's that character interplay that makes the movie really something that hopefully people will connect with.
You guys have a way of creating movies that take place inside big houses. Yeah. Like nobody's business. What is it about that kind of environment, that feel, that claustrophobic element of it that interests you and fascinates you as filmmakers?
I mean, I think it's definitely that, the sort of claustrophobic nature is fun, to put a bunch of characters in a single space and then like turn the pressure up on them. I think it forces them to interact with each other, and there's not a lot of air that gets let into that story. We love just how the continuity of a story like that takes place in a small location. And then I think on a practical level, it's weirdly, I think in our muscle memory, and as a return to how we shot our old stuff, where we would sort of choose a location first and then design a story that could fit in that location. And that, you know, in the past was born of just working on such a low budget and such a short amount of time. But we love the idea of letting a practical location influence a story and how it gets told. And I mean, the house was like the first thing that we cast in the movie. We found that amazing house, and then we took this incredible script that definitely existed in pages with the sort of labyrinth quality. I don't think that we expected to find a house that actually represented that so well. And so we were constantly drawing inspiration from that practical location and used, a ton a ton of that existing house in the shoot.
Well, we got to wrap it up, guys, but...
Yeah.
It's so great to actually meet you.
Yeah.
Whoa! She's fucking flying! Oh!